Hello everyone, today I'm showing how to make our OpenClaw AI agent much more useful with two upgrades, skills and also tools. So let's look at this demo. So here, let's find out our skills that we built earlier. So now we can see that the skill is active. So I want to analyze the population growth in different states in the United States. So please download data from sensors and also perform your analysis and create visualizations like maps and charts. OpenClaw is trying to understand our request. So we want to compare the population growth between 2010 and 2023. The AI agent was able to find out the data. All right, so now we can see it's finished. So we have a new PR. So let's just go to our GitHub repository, and now we can see this pull request. So we have the questions, we have the data source, and also we have the folder structure where we have the raw data, we have the process data, and then we have the notebook, which contains those charts and also graphs. So let's just go ahead and look at the notebook, and we can see those beautiful charts. It looks like the map was not created. So let's ask AI agent to rewrite the code. So the map is not showing on the notebook. All right, so after a few minutes, we can see that AI agent said that it will fix that issue. So now we have this image showing the population growth rate by states. We first saw skills from the cloud agent. Essentially, skills are just instructions for the AI agent that can be reused for specific tasks. And now it's getting more and more popular. So for example, on OpenClaw, you can use other people's skills, or you can create your own skills. OpenAI also announced that they also have the new capability of using agent skills. Gemini also introduced the AI agent skills. All right, so this is what we're going to do today. So we already have our AI agent that's set up on Google Cloud, and we're using Gemini as our AI brain. Or we can send out tasks through Telegram, and also we can review the work that's on GitHub. So today, we're going to give OpenClaw the tools, such like the Python tools, and then we're going to build our skills for the AI agent that you can use these tools and also follow this SOP to finish your task. All right, so let's continue. So here, we're going back to our Google Cloud. So this is the VM that we set up in our previous tutorials. So the easiest way to access the VM to install the Python tools is just using this SSH. So let's go to click that. So this will allow us to access the VM. And now let's chat with our AI agent. Let's say hi. So here we are going to do two things. The number one is that we want to install the tools. Do you have any Python tool that installed? All right, and we can see that, yes, Python actually has been installed. So let's test that. So Python 3, and we can see, yes, that is indeed being installed. And now we can see that the pip function is not installed. So let's ask AI if they can install the pip by itself. AI agent cannot install the pip by itself because of the current settings. So let's copy this command and paste. So this command means that we're going to install this pip tool, which is a tool that allows us to install other Python libraries. So let's just go ahead and install that. And now we can see it is a success. So let's tell the agent pip is installed. Can you install Python libraries or notebook? Since agent cannot have that access, so I'm going to run this command to create this environment for this agent. Okay, so done. All right, so it looks like all the Python libraries are installed. So let's try something very simple. Let's say create a demo notebook and upload to GitHub. And now we can see that the AI agent now created a demo notebook and also uploaded it to our GitHub and also created this PR. So now we can see this notebook is now being created. So it looks like our AI agent now does have those Python libraries. However, we see that the notebook created, but it's not executed. So let's ask AI agent that can you just run those code. So here we can see we have the output, and here we can see we have the very simple linear regression model. Okay, so that's very, very nice. So that is our first step, that we give the tools to our AI agent. So now we have all the tools that are installed. So now let's talk about the skills. So let's try that without skills and how will that look like. The agent can be very creative. So sometimes they might be able to give you the answer immediately, and sometimes they just might be doing some random stuff and wasting your tokens. So here we don't have any Python analysis skill that created on this VM. So let's try to ask a question like analyze the recent gas price since US-Iran airstrike. And here you can see actually it didn't give us any Python code or analysis. So I guess the agent just searched online and also gave us these results. It's more like a briefing. So what if we do want some quantitative analysis? So that's where the skills are very important, because skills are the instructions or the SOP for agent that to follow. To check the skill that you already have, you can just type / and also just click the skill command. So that will bring up all the skills that already been installed. So those are skills that are enabled during this OpenClaw onboarding process. So if you want to install additional skills, so one way is that you just go through this OpenClaw onboarding process. So let's go to the VM, Cloud, and also onboarding. And now you can see here we have some skill that already been installed, but you need to enable, such as provide your API keys. So if you want to use the Gemini or the Nano Banana, then you need to bring your Gemini API keys. And once those skills are enabled, it will be showing up on this skill menu. And sometimes if you just click /, you also may be able to find out those skills. So for example, if you go down, you will see that the weather skills is here. You can just click weather. So that will invoke this weather skill and also check the weather. So here we can see we have the weather in Fairfax. If you want to get additional skills, you can just go to the cloudhub.ai, where there are thousands of skills that are shared by other people. So right here, you can see the X search highlighted. You may have heard that some of the skills are not safe. So when you're using others, people that created skills, you have to be very, very careful, and because not all the skills are safe to use. All right, so now back to our tutorial. So we want to create our own skills. How can we do that? So I think the easiest way is that we can use the create skill function. So if we type / and we can find out there is a command, or there's actually a skill that's called a skill creator. Okay, so let's just call that function. All right, we are now in this skill creator mode. So we can chat with our AI agent and now discuss what kind of skill that we need. So let's say I want Python data analysis skill. And so when I ask data analysis questions, you need to 1, identify the data source, 2, download or collect the data, 3, use Python to process the data, and 4, use notebook to summarize and visualize the data, and 5, upload the analysis, including data, PY files, and notebook to our GitHub. And let's also specify our GitHub URL. Okay, I think that's it. And let's see how the agent responds. All right, so now we can see that a new skill has been created. So where it has those 5 rules, or the 5 exact steps that AI will follow. And also the skill is now so ready in our workspace. So let's look at the skills on the workspace. So we go to the vm.openclaw folder /workspace/skills. And if we list all the files, and we can see we do have the data analysis folder and also data analysis skill. So if we go to the data analysis folder, and we can see that we do have a SKILL.md. If you read that skill, and you can see here are the markdown syntax. So basically the reorganized skill that we communicated with AI. Okay, so now we can see that the skill are being created. So let's also check the skill list. And now we can see that our data analysis, that is the customer skill, is now added to our skill list. So to use that skill list, so you can just include that one in your prompt. So let's say use the data analysis skill to analyze the gas price. So now we're going to repeat our previous analysis. So analyze the recent gas price in United States and during this US-Iran airstrike. All right. So now you can see to follow the first step, so they need to clarify the data resource. So either use this EIA, Energy Information Administration website, or get data from the UTI, or if we can upload the CSV files through the chat. So let's say we're going to using the first one. Here are the response. Since EIA API requires and develop key, the AI agent cannot access that, so they are using a different open access data source. If we want to modify our workflows, we can pass the API keys to the AI agent and we can store that one to a secure place. So that's something that we can change in the future. And next, they downloaded the raw data and also they process data, clean the data, and calculate the daily percentage returns. And then they created this analyst notebook. And finally, everything has been uploaded to the GitHub. All right, let's refresh. And now we can see we do have this project that's being created where we can see we have the data. So we have the raw data and also the processed data. So let's look at the processed data. So those are the data. So that's a process.py file. We used the Yahoo Finance and also pandas, downloading data from Yahoo Finance. That's great. And once we have data, we process the data by using the data frame. And now let's look at our notebook. Okay, so very interesting that they did provide the notebook, but didn't run the notebook. Let's see, execute the notebook. Let's also copy the path. All right, so now we can see the agent has executed the notebook and saved output. I guess it is the same notebook. Let's just try to refresh. Okay, here we go. So now we can see the table, we can see the statistics, and we can see the change of the gas price. All right, so that's very nice. So this analysis itself is a success. As we are using the skills, so we may notice some change and we can always come back and also modify our existing skills. So here, let's just bring back the skill creator where we can also modify those existing skills. Okay, so now you can see the AI agent is asking, do we want to update the existing skill or create a new one? So let's say we want to update the data analysis skill. Okay, so that is something that I didn't expect. Apparently that the AI agent did something, so that I did a step to create virtual environment. And also you can see the step 2 is what I really want to add, so that make sure that we're going to execute the notebook before I upload to GitHub. Let's say we can add additional requirements. One, so when you download the data, ask me if I have API keys. And if yes, and store the key in safe location and use that key. And number 2, when you upload to GitHub, always use a PR request. So now we can see that those 2 requirements are now being added. All right, so I think our skill is ready. Feel free to create your own skills. And as you can see that we can always modify or update our skills so that just make sure that our agent follow exactly what we want. All right, so today we showed how OpenClaw can use Python tools and reusable skills to do real data analysis work. It can already complete tasks on its own, but skills make that workflow more structured, more consistent, and easier to reuse. And believe me, it will also save you tokens. So the model provides the intelligence, the tools provide the execution, and the skill provides the structure.